enough said. Marshfield soccer.
We gon' make you feel the peace and such your days, eating up somebody.
Good evening and welcome to Rhinelander. It's game number 7 of the season. We're back at non-conference level tonight, even though Rhinelander used to be in the Valley. Tonight it's the Hodags hosting the Tigers right here in Rhinelander on Marshfield Cable Television and WDLB.
High school football tonight here on AM 1450 WDLB. It's the Marshfield Tigers and the Rhinelander Hodags squaring off in tonight's matchup. Along with Delia Kaitis and Arnie Peck, I'm Gene Delisio. Good to have you with us for football action tonight as Marshfield and Rhinelander square off in tonight's matchup. Once again, this is not a Wisconsin Valley Conference game, even though there are 2 Valley schools meeting in this ball game this evening. However, Rhinelander has opted not to play a conference schedule tonight, this season. So consequently, this will really be a non-conference game, and Marshfield will receive credit for a forfeit win in this ball game this evening. Let's bring in Delia Kaitis and some comments from Dale on the opening of this ball game. Dale, cool night, a little bit of mist in the air as well, but the Marshfield Tigers playing some very, very good football a week ago in that matchup against the DC Everest Ball Club. We'll see if they can continue that fine play tonight.
Well, Marshfield getting a little better each week, especially in the running game. Gene, I would like to mention one thing, though, as we start this ball game. A little bit of a somber mood as we start this game tonight, as there was a moment of silence for the young man, and I'm sorry I did not catch his name, but the young man from Rhinelander who was killed overseas, and they had a nice tribute to him here before the ball game, and also condolences and so on passed on from the Marshfield community and coaching staff to the Rhinelander fans over the PA as well. So
that was Ryan Adams, his name.
Ryan Adams, thank you. So that's kind of a somber way to begin this one, and I'm sorry to kind of break the mood here a little bit. Rhinelander being announced on the field right now, but yes, Marshfield has improved. Let's see if they can keep it going tonight against a somewhat undermanned Rhinelander team. But Rhinelander, for some reason, has always given Marshfield pretty good football games.
Before we go any further, let's check in with Arnie Peck on the sidelines. He's got our Festival Foods sideline microphone for this evening. Festival Foods on Marshfield's north side, sponsoring our sideline microphone once again this evening. And we also need to check in with Arnie on the field conditions for tonight's contest. That's a service of Coons Flooring and Decorating of Neelsville. And Arnie, what are those conditions out there like for this evening?
Well, they appear to be pretty good, Gene. There are several bare spots in the center of the field. I don't know how many games they actually play on this field because they didn't field a sophomore team this year. They may have a freshman team, I understand, but and I doubt that they practice here. There's a practice field just behind your booth up there. So, but there are some bare spots in the field, a few slick spots, I suspect, but pretty good shape. This field's in real good shape and a little concerned about the lighting here. Some of the coaches already mentioning that, but so far so good. We'll see how the Tigers fare in this one.
Thank you, Arnie. That's Arnie Peck with our Festival Foods sideline microphone. He'll be with us throughout the evening. And you are listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield. Nick Hostreiter is our producer this evening with Delia Kaitis and Arnie Peck. I'm Gene Delisio reporting from Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander, now named after the Rhinelander alum who played for the University of Wisconsin football team and then went on to star for the Pittsburgh Steelers and several of their NFL championship teams as well.
Kind of a picturesque setting for football here. There's about 35 sets of rows of aluminum bleachers on this Rhinelander side, the far side where the Marshfield. Go ahead, Gene.
Here's the kickoff by Coranda. It's a low line drive and picked up by Ben Prom around the 12-yard line to the 15, then ducks under some tacklers and finally hit by Wilson and Williams about the 18-yard line, so that's where the Rhinelander Hodags begin their first series of the night.
Yeah, I figured they were waiting forever to kick the ball off. As soon as I started talking, I'd kick off right in the middle. There's some woods on the far sideline, some nice colorful trees we saw as we got in here tonight, and Marshfield fans in a smaller section of bleachers. Pretty good contingent of Marshfield fans here tonight to watch this ball game.
Well, sophomore Kyle Comer gets the start tonight, leads out the Rhinelander Ball Club, wing near side, eye backfield on first down from the 18-yard line. Comer will pitch the ball to the near side to Kellen, the tailback. He crossed the 25. He's in the clear down the near sideline to midfield. And finally, Dan Stanley runs him down inside the Marshfield 45-yard line. A big gain for Dan Kellen. This guy's not a bad runner. Playing quarterback this year, he has rushed for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a nice run for Dan Kellen on that first play. He's going to gain 40 yards from scrimmage on the first play from scrimmage for the Rhinelander Hodags tonight.
Well, that ought to wake the Marshfield defense up.
First and 10 for Rhinelander, now at the Tiger 42-yard line. Power I set behind Comer. And he'll hand the ball off to Ben Prom, his fullback, but he goes nowhere. He stopped after a very short gain. Several Tigers are there on that stop. Looks like the first man there is going to be Josh Youngblood. Makes the hit right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on that play.
A little misdirection that time, faking that pitch that time to the tailback and then handing off back inside to that up back or blocking back almost there in that power I offense for Rhinelander.
Second and 10 Rhinelander, Tiger 42-yard line. Power I once again. Comer on an option, keeps the ball to the 40-yard line. Oh, then he takes a big hit from Dan Stanley and is wrapped up right there by Ross Hazeroth after a very short gain. Stanley put his shoulder into Comer, who kind of spun around. Then Hazeroth put him down right on the 40-yard line, a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and Comer made the mistake of thinking, well, he was just going to be going out of bounds and people were going to let him go out of bounds, and so he slowed down as he neared the sidelines, and Stanley says, not so fast, guy in green jersey, and gave him a pretty good shot for a 1-yard gain.
Well, let's see if Comer throws here. 3rd and 9 for Rhinelander at the Tiger 40. 2 receivers wide to the far side, Grant Olson and Ben Prom. And Comer rolling far side, gets hit and taken down. He's sacked from behind by linebacker Josh Youngblood. That's Josh's second quarterback sack of the year. He came in there untouched, and he gets Comer back at the 46-yard line for a loss of 6.
Somebody missed their inside gap and did not pick up that linebacker coming free. That's what happens when you see somebody come free like the, oh boy, the Coach Moore down here is really giving his linemen what for as they come off the field.
That's the first quarterback sack tonight for the Marshfield Tigers, and now the tailback Kellen will punt the ball away on 4th and 16. It's a short kick angled towards the far sideline. Tigers get away, bounces inside the 35, and rolls it around the 32-yard line. That's only a 14-yard punt for Kellen. The Tigers have very good field position to begin their next series. Marshfield football at their own 32-yard line. We're just underway here at Rhinelander. High school football tonight, Marshfield and Rhinelander here on WDLB. Marshfield Tigers come out with quarterback Luke Akala. He's thrown for 802 yards and 11 touchdowns so far this season. On first down, lends the tailback straight ahead to the 35, upended at the 36-yard line. He gets 4 on that run.
A little confusion on the Rhinelander sideline as they were trying to rush a player onto the field here as that ball was snapped. Fortunately, the Tigers ran up the middle and not to the outside here. Rhinelander would have been short a man here on this wide side, the Rhinelander side of the field.
Ball is just across the 35-yard line. 2nd and 7 for Marshfield. Here's Ben Johnson wide to the near side. Lutz and now Paul Schickelman in the backfield in the eye. Danzig far side, and Akala pump fakes going deep down the far sideline. Danzig behind the defense, makes the catch at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and he'll walk in the end zone for a Tiger touchdown.
Pretty much a one-man pattern. Danzig just going down about 15 yards, giving a little shake and bake, and down the sidelines, and the cornerback bit. And Danzig out racing him easily. He was in the open by about 6 yards. Easy pass, easy completion. Marshfield's on the board.
2-play, 68-yard scoring drive For the Marshfield Tigers, the 6th touchdown catch by Ryan Danzik this year, a 68-yarder. Luke, by the way, also threw a 68-yarder to Danzik last season against Medford. The longest touchdown passes those two players have combined to make for the Marshfield Tigers, who are on the scoreboard first tonight. Coranda late getting on the field to attempt to kick the PAT. Now he gets all set. Scheckelman is the holder. Ball is down, the kick is in the air, and the kick is up and through. We have 8:41 remaining in the first quarter. Our PATs this evening, a service of Wheelers of Marshfield. Remember, their service department is open Saturdays 7:30 to 6. Our score is Marshfield 7 and Rhinelander nothing. We'll return for more football right after these messages.
You don't have to be a hero to be a hero. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Jordan Coranda now kicking off for the Marshfield Tigers. Here's a long end-over-end kick. Prom back at the 4-yard line. Across the 10 to the 15, near sideline. Gets around Dan Stanley, then Dan captures him around the 23 and puts him down right there.
Very good job by Stanley here, staying to the outside, as that outside man on the kickoff team is supposed to do. Prom had a little bit of an opening to the outside. Stanley gave a little ground towards the sideline, kept that man inside of him, just as the outside guy is supposed to do. If he makes the tackle, that's the bonus, but the main thing he's expected to do is filter that ball carrier back into the pursuit.
And it's Rhinelander football on their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10. Comer at quarterback, I backfield. On first down, he gives to tailback Dan Kellen, straight ahead for about 2 yards. Let's check in with Arnie Peck on the sidelines with our Festival Food sideline microphone and his thoughts on that long touchdown play. Arnie?
Well, it was not actually when Luke Akela launched the ball, it was not one of the better throws he had. It wobbled a little bit as it left his hand, but Dale was right. He had the defensive back beat so badly there, 6 to 7 yards behind him. No chance for him to catch that up in that one, and let's see how the Tigers do. I think their defense woke up after that big 40-yard run on the first possession from Rhinelander.
2nd and 8 for Rhinelander at their own 24-yard line out of the power I backfield. Comer will pitch it near side to Ben Prom. No place to go. Gets hit behind the line by Youngblood, who forces the play back in. And he's captured by Wilson and one more man. I think that's Mike Peterson at about the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Nice job out here by Krogel, the defensive end. Is just like on a kickoff, somebody has to get out to the outside and turn the play in, and Krogel was hand-fighting his man, the tight end that was blocking him, to the sideline, and eventually Prom ran on a rule and had to run back into other white jerseys.
Troy White and Ben Prom to the far side on 3rd and 8 from the 24-yard line. Split backfield behind Comer. Sees a blitz, rolls far side, stops, and throws deep down the far sideline. Overthrows everybody, incomplete at midfield. Sully Lipke, the Tiger defensive back, the closest man to the football. That pass was intended for Ben Prom along the far sideline.
Yeah, Sully actually a little angry with himself, thinking that he had a pretty good chance to intercept that. Stopped a little bit, then tried to regain his balance. You know, he does have that one ankle that's still pretty heavily taped, and if you've got to turn and make that pivot that direction, that might be a little bit of a reason that he came up a little bit short on that interception.
Brad Dolezal back in deep safety for the Tigers, stationed at his 45-yard line. The kick by Kellen gets caught up in the wind, bounces across the 50-yard line, and stops dead right around the Marshfield 49. So Kellen's punt, a 25-yarder. He's had, a 16-yarder and a 25-yarder, and that's not helping the Rhinelander cause very much. But Marshfield begins play at their own 49-yard line. The Tigers lead 7-0 with 7:55 remaining in the first quarter. This evening we'll bring you the insurance score of the game, a service of Randy Lemoyne, your American Family Insurance agent in Marshfield. Ben Johnson near side. Ryan Danzik wide far side. I backfield behind Luke Akela. Hand off to Lenz, off tackle to the 45, the 40, near sideline, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle to the 35 to the 33-yard line, a run of 17 yards for Jake Lenz, and a Tiger first down.
Rhinelander lined up in a 6-man defensive front. It was almost like a goal line defense. They had 3 more linebackers up tight to the line of scrimmage, and once Lenz got off tackle, the only guy left there to kind of slow him down was the safety, which he did.
Tigers pick up the first down on that play. Ball's on the Rhinelander 33. Danzig near side, Johnson far side. Here's a pitch to Scheckelman at the tailback. It's a big block from Lutz. Gets inside of the 25-yard line and taken down right on the 20 by Dan Kellen, who on the defensive side plays invert. He is the starting invert for the Rhinelander Ball Club.
Well, what that is that's a safety that plays towards the middle of the field. He's like a monster in the middle, and they invert him, which means they bring him up closer to the line of scrimmage and usually have 2 safeties deeper. Rhinelander has actually done that for many years, and that guy just flows to the ball. Nice block there by Lutz, first candidate for block of the game, by the way.
1st and 10 Tigers at the Rhinelander 20 from the eye once again. Akela rolling near side, stops, lobs it across the middle. The catch made at the 10-yard line by Maxinowski, who may have dropped the ball. We'll see what the officials rule. They're going to confer here. Gary Skerritt, part of the officiating crew, they're going to rule that ball was a catch by Maxinowski at the 10-yard line. Seth Maxinowski makes his 7th catch of the year. That's a 10-yard gain for Seth.
I think Tigers might have gotten a break there. Max rolled over and was kind of grasping for that football, but nevertheless, 1st and 10 Tigers.
Yep, it is a first down. It is a first down at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Handoff Lutz, the fullback, straight ahead, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Josh Lutz scores from 10 yards away. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns against the DC Everest Ball Club a week ago. Now has 4 for the season. 10-yard touchdown run for Josh Lutz. Completes a 4-play, 51-yard scoring drive for the Tigers, who now lead this ball game 13-0. Jordan Caranda comes back in the ball game to attempt to kick the PAT. Scheckelman holding, ball was placed down, kick is on the way, a line drive kick, and it gets through once again. Our PATs, a service of Wheelers of Marshfield, make it a point to see them for an oil change every 3,000 miles. 5:13 remaining in the first quarter, and Marshfield on top 14-0. Back with more football in just a moment.
Every trip, every time. Buckle up so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream into the world from the top of some place very high.
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow. Best friend, what are you going to do?
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice.
Well, the Marshfield Tigers strike quickly here in the opening quarter. They lead Rhinelander by a score of 14-0. Our kickoff a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield, the take home more, be home more carrier. The kick to Prom on the 16-yard line up the near sideline to about the 30. Then Stanley will stop him right there, push him back, and Rhinelander begins play at their own 30-yard line.
Rhinelander with a couple kickoff returns now, each of them right at the bench and at their own bench, like a lot of teams like to do. And one of the reasons some coaches like to do that and return to their own bench, they sometimes feel that officials are a little less likely to call illegal blocks in front of the home bench. I don't know if that's true, but I know some coaches feel that way.
Now the Rhinelander Hodags have the football back. They'll start from their own 30-yard line. Prom in motion. And Comer rolls near side, wants to pass near sideline to Kellen. It's a screen to the 35-yard line. Then a big hit from Cody Wilson, and Kellen goes down right there. Dan Kellen, who normally plays quarterback for this team, pressed into service as a tailback tonight. And he does make his 2nd catch of the year. He did have a catch earlier this season, 5 yards on that pass play.
Another ooh hit, and that's usually Cody Wilson on the other end of the ooh hit. And he snapped the head back of Kellen after he gained that 5 yards on that screen.
Maybe playing tailback isn't such a great idea tonight for Dan
not.
Kellen. 2nd and 5 for Rhinelander at their own 35-yard line. Kyle Comer at quarterback as a wing on the near side in a split backfield, 2 tight ends. The wing goes in motion. Handoff goes to his 2nd man through to the 40-yard line, Jeremy Hill, with his first carry to near the first down marker. at the 40-yard line. Hill, by the way, listed at about 5'3", 158 pounds. So they'll take him in all sizes here at Rhinelander.
Well, Ellis, the guy that's injured tonight, 5'6", 144. Hill, 5'3", 158. Henkel, another running back that comes in, 5'9", 160. Prom is in that same case. He might even be even smaller. He's at 5'3", 5'4" out there.
Looks like Rhinelander does have the first down at their own 40-yard line. They keep the chains moving. 4:20 remaining, first quarter. Tigers lead 14-0. Wing far side. Split formation. Prom comes in motion, and Comer pitches to Prom, coming to the near sideline, but Krogel will grab him and force him down at the line of scrimmage, wrapped up by Youngblood right there as well. But a good job by Krogel. We talked about Craig in the pregame report with Coach Ludke. What a great job he's been doing these last several weeks. Another good play right there.
Gene, I think every play except the previous running play to this one that went up the middle has been run to this sideline right towards the Rhinelander bench. They ran the screen to the short side. That time, the quick pitch right to the short side of the field, really not giving their running back much room to work, and Krogel did a nice job of hemming him in. So a lot of, again, like coaches like to see that offense come towards their own sidelines.
2nd and 10, Rhinelander at their own 40, wing near side.
Oh,
some movement on the defensive line. A couple of Tigers jumped early, and we'll have a call here, I believe, against Marshfield. Should be encroachment on the Tigers. Let's head down to the sidelines and Arnie Pack. Arnie?
Looked like it might have been Peterson and Haig. Right now we got a score out of Chippewa Falls McDonald Stratford game. It's the Chippewa Falls McDonald Ball Club ahead 7-0, just under 8 minutes to go, first quarter.
Now that McDonald Ball Club pretty good. They're hanging around there in that Marywood Conference race. It's 1st and 5 now for Rhinelander, or 2nd and 5 at their own 45. Prom goes in motion. Comer back to pass. Pump fakes. Throws deep down the far sideline for Troy White. The ball's tipped away, incomplete. White was double covered at the Marshfield 20-yard line. Both Baining and Franzine were there. A strong throw, a strong, accurate throw by that sophomore Comer on target, but a Tiger defender knocked that ball away.
Yeah, another White out of Rhinelander. They've had a lot of Whites that have been outstanding athletes. This one goes about 6'1", one of the bigger offensive threats size-wise, 180-pounder. Gene, he had the ball, dropped it.
Yep.
Good coverage, but he should have caught that ball.
White has only one catch this year. That was a 42-yarder against Merrill. 3rd and 5, Rhinelander at their own 45. Slot to the near side. Split backfield. Comer gets the snap, pitches to Kellen coming to the near sideline, and he fights his way near the 50. He may have the first down. Put down there by Youngblood and by Cody Wilson. Very close to that first down marker, just shy of the 50-yard line. We'll see exactly what kind of spot he gets on that play. Looks like they're short by several inches. A 4th down play coming up for Rhinelander here. 4th and less than 1 for the Hodags, just shy of midfield.
Well, they got us to jump once already on the snap count. Let's see what they do here. See if they, they're going to take a chance if they don't make it on 4th down, giving Marshfield the ball at the 50-yard line.
White goes out wide to the far side. Alex Hinkle, the fullback, in front of the tailback, Kellen. Tiger defensive line gets in there, and maybe somebody did step in, or maybe Rhinelander wanted timeout.
Procedure.
Let's see.
They're going to call procedure after actually,
Yeah, you're right, Dale.
Our referee, Steve Furmanek from Anigo, throwing the flag. I didn't see the movement there, but a procedure call, that being called by the referee, which is the guy behind the offense.
Well, that means that Rhinelander will punt. 4th and 5, Hodags at their own 45-yard line. Kellen on to punt to Brad Dolzal. Gets a good snap, and the kick away, a high kick, end over end. Dolzal runs up and calls for a fair catch. He is hit, I believe, as he attempted to catch the ball as well.
That should be fair catch interference. Somebody rolled into his legs as he was running up to try to catch that.
And he got the ball at the 31-yard line. Flags came down right there.
Oh, they're pointing to Marshfield?
Yep.
An illegal block.
Well, it could be that a Marshfield man blocked a Rhinelander man into Dolzal.
Yeah,
that might be the call.
Maybe that's the guy we saw sliding in there at his legs.
Hey, during our post-game report, we have our Drive of the Game, a service of the Driver Education Academy of Marshfield, supporting champion athletes and developing champion drivers for a lifetime of crash-free driving. It's Marshfield football. They have the football. Let's see where they spot it. Right around. Well, they're going to mark it inside now to about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. We have 2:03 remaining in the first quarter. Tigers lead 14-0, and Arnie Peck has something for us. Arnie?
Oh, an unusual call. They're going to call Craig Krogel for a block in the back. Watch on these punts, guys, because they've been so short and most of the time. The Tiger coaching staff warning the Tiger blockers peeling back downfield to stay away from the ball, screaming at them so they don't get hit with it.
All right, Tiger football on their own 20-yard line. They've scored on their first 2 possessions tonight. From the eye, handoff is to Lenz, gets tripped up going through the line and gains only about 2 yards. A nice play by one of the Rhinelander defenders. Conrad Kober comes in there and makes the play at the 23-yard line. Pick up a 3 for Lenz on that carry. 2nd and 7 now for Marshfield at their own 23-yard line.
Really no wind to speak of here tonight to affect either the punting game or very, very little wind or the passing game.
Wideouts on both sides. Akala back to pass. It's an out pattern near side. Johnson has it to the 30. He'll have the first down and taken out of bounds right there by Grant Olson at about the 32-yard line. Ben Johnson makes the catch for Marshfield, his 15th catch of the year, giving the Tigers a first down on their own 32-yard line. Gain of 9 on that pass play.
Well, after Rhinelander got beat deep on that long pass to Danzig, now they're given a cushion of almost 7 or 8 yards to our receivers, and well, to a guy that can throw the ball like Danzig, that's just like taking candy out there. All you got to do is run a guy down, have him turn around, and you got 8-9 yards.
Tigers on top 14-0, 1:23 remaining in the opening quarter. Akala now is in the shotgun. Gets the snap, fades to pass, throws across the middle. The ball's intercepted. It's picked off by Jeremy Hill, who heads up the far sideline with some blockers to the 25-yard line and taken down right there.
I tell you, you got to give Hill credit, because I was watching Max Zanowski. He was going down the field in the seam. I've been waiting for that tight end seam pass every year. There it was. But Hill was sitting back there in a safety position, and he read Akala's eyes and played possum and came across and jumped right in front of Max Zanowski. Very nice defensive play.
So Luke Akala throws the interception, the 7th he's thrown this year, and good field position for Rhinelander. They take over on the Marshfield 25-yard line. Tigers on top in this ball game, 14-0 with 1:12 remaining in the opening quarter. Kyle Comer back out to play quarterback. Prom goes in motion. Comer rolls near side, gets away from Coranda, then gets sandwiched by a couple of defenders back around the 28-yard line. That's going to be about a 3-man quarterback sack for the Tigers, their 2nd sack of this ball game.
Going back to the interception, you know, if Akala had thrown that ball a little earlier, maybe put just a little more on it, the defensive back would not have been able to get there, because Max Zanowski was open early, wide open.
Ball's back at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 14 coming up for Rhinelander. Troy White wide near side. Split backfield behind Comer. Prom goes in motion. Inside handoff to Kellen. He may have lost the football. The Tigers may have it back. They do.
Bad handoff by the quarterback, Gene.
Kellen could not come up with it, and the ball was grabbed on the ground by a Tiger defender, and it appears that was Ross Hazeroad who grabbed it. Hazeroad on the fumble recovery, and so the Tigers have the ball right back, and that gives Marshfield good field position. 25 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, and the Tigers lead this contest 14-0. Tiger offense back on the field. Ball's put in play at the 29-yard line. I backfield. Akala back to throw. With time going deep far sideline again, looking for Danzig. That's Johnson rather, who lays out and makes a diving attempt, but cannot reach the football. It's incomplete. Let's once again head to the sidelines and Arnie Peck. Arnie?
Akala's pass intended for Johnson.
Yes, it was Hazeroad who recovered that fumble before. Went through about 3 sets of hands down here, Gene. Tiger offensive line right now just pretty much having their way with the Rhinelander defenders. The holes gaping, and great protection for the quarterback as well.
Just 17 seconds remaining in the period. 2nd down now for Marshfield. 2nd and 10 at their own 29. Jake Lysecki out wide to the near side. Akala on the draw play, gives it to Scheckelman, breaks some tackles, crosses the 30-yard line, still on his feet to about the 33, and cut down there. A tough run for Paul Scheckelman, gains 4 yards on the play. That play will end the first quarter of football here at Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander. Our first quarter score, a service of the Sports Den on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. It's Marshfield 14, Rhinelander nothing. We'll have second quarter action in just a moment. Tigers have the football just shy of their own 35-yard line as we open play here in the second quarter. Marshfield on top of this ball game, 14-0. It's 3rd and 4 for Marshfield at their own 34-yard line. Luke Akala at quarterback. I backfield, wide outs on either side. And Luke drops back to pass, rolling towards the near sideline, fires, completes the pass at the 40-yard line. That's the fullback Lutz, who breaks a tackle and dives out to about midfield for the first down. Josh Lutz with his 15th catch of the year. Not too bad, Dale, for a fullback.
No, and he does a nice job of getting up the field and picking up some yardage and not afraid to lower his shoulder either. We've seen him be a fearless blocker and pretty good pass receiver out there. You got to get it in his vicinity, but doing a nice job on the bootleg pass all season for the Tigers.
Tigers now have the football at the 50-yard line. We're early in the second quarter, and Marshfield leads this contest 14-0. A long pass play from Akala to Danzig and a touchdown run of 10 yards by Lutz, putting Marshfield on the scoreboard in the opening quarter. Tigers a bit confused. Lenz late coming out. Akala in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. He's going to hand the ball to Johnson, the wide receiver, but he gets spun down in the backfield. Rhinelander reads that well, and defensive lineman Drew Roberts knocks down Ben Johnson back at about the 47 or 48-yard line. He'll lose a couple on his first rushing attempt of the year.
That's a sweep series that a lot of teams like to run out of that spread formation, hand off to that man coming back in motion just after the ball is snapped, and somebody didn't get that man on the outside, the far defensive end. He came in unabated, as they say, to the running back.
Tigers lose 2. 2nd and 12 Marshfield at their own 48. Akalis, hand straight ahead to Lutz. A nice gain of the 45 down about the 43-yard line. 9 yards for Lutz on that carry. The Tigers certainly within first down range here. They'll have a 3rd and 3 at the Rhinelander 43. Our collision of the game tonight, a service of Arts Body Shop. If you're involved in a collision, take your car to Arts Body Shop, 1702 Rhodes Avenue in Marshfield.
There's going to be some long gains for the Tigers. Rhinelander's playing 10 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
And Josh Lutz gets the carry straight ahead across the 40 to about the 38, picks up the first down for Marshfield.
They're playing a 6-man line, and that invert guy is the guy that looks like a middle linebacker. He's playing back about 5 yards. They've got 2 outside linebackers playing between the tight end and tackle. And then they've got 1 other man out here to the wide side of the field and a cornerback to the short side, and nobody deeper than 5 yards, so there'll be some long runs here tonight.
1st and 10 Tigers, Rhinelander 37. Tigers on top 14-0, early second quarter. I backfield, Akala again back to pass the ball, has time, throws far side, a high throw over Johnson's head at the Rhinelander 25. That pass is incomplete. You're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield. Our producer Nick Hostreiter with Delia Kaitis and Arnie Peck. I'm Gene Delisio reporting from Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander. 2nd and 10 for Marshfield at the Rhinelander 37. Danzig wide near side, Johnson far side, I backfield, and a mass break. It looks like maybe the ball was picked up on the center at the wrong moment, and all of a sudden the lines converged and the ball is spotted back at the 34-yard line. There was a 2-yard loss.
Well, what happened there is the center, I think, either lost control of the ball or snapped it early, and the defense is taught to go on ball movement, and the offensive line was waiting for a snap count, so Rhinelander came across on the play.
Now the ball's back at the 39-yard line. It's 3rd and 9, and Akala rolls to the pass the football, throws deep across the middle, looking for Johnson, underthrown though, and that pass is dropped by a defender, went right through the arms of Nate Schmidt at the 10-yard line. That ball should have been intercepted, but Schmidt could not hold on to it.
Well, Akala deciding to go for the long ball, and that's one where maybe it's the cold weather, or you try to throw it too hard, squeeze it too hard, and that ball just wobbled and hung up there. Akala was given a pretty good shot after he threw the ball. He had Seth Maxinowski coming across the field so wide open, but he chose to go deep.
Now Sully Lipke on to punt the football for the Tigers. His first punt of the evening. Sully for the year, averaging 39.7 yards per punt. Gets a good snap and punts it away. A high kick and a fair catch called for by the Rhinelander receiver, Ben Prom, at about the maybe the 17-yard line. Now they're going to mark it back to the 12-yard line. By the way, there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
After the play, the official on the far side threw a very late flag. I thought maybe it was going to be for too many guys on the field or something, but maybe Arnie has an idea what happened over there.
Well, let's see what Arnie has for us.
Not sure yet. There hasn't really been an explanation.
Illegal procedure.
Well, the ball was caught on the fair catch at the 12-yard line. Illegal procedure against Marshfield. I wonder if they did not have enough men on the line of scrimmage. That might be a play that they would call. Maybe Arnie knows.
The announcer up there with you, the PA announcer, said illegal procedure. Actually, was an illegal formation. And 2 quick scores, guys. Into the second quarter, about 2 minutes. It's 13-0. The ball club from McDonald over Stratford, and 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, Edgar.
Sully Lipke on to punt again. Gets a good snap, kicks it away down the far sideline, and again, Prom runs under it. Fair catch called for by Prom. And he'll make the play at about the 17-yard line.
Only a 27-yard punt, but considering the short field situation, all he wants to do is hang that one up there nice and high.
Rhinelander football on their own 17-yard line. Marshfield on top 14-0, 8:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Sophomore Kyle Comer playing quarterback for Rhinelander tonight. There's the first down play. They give straight ahead to Jeremy Hill. Not much there. He'll be racked up at the line of scrimmage by several Tiger defenders. Mike Peterson, last man off the pile, but no gain on that play by Hill.
Yeah, it was Peterson, I believe, and I think also one of the linebackers for the Tigers. We've got a telephone, we've got a light pole right in front of us here, unfortunately. Peterson stuffed that play, stuffed the blocker back into the ball carrier. 2nd and 10 now for Marshfield, for Rhinelander rather, at their own 17-yard line. Tigers pretty dominant so far, 2 first quarter touchdowns and a 14-0 lead. Troy White out to the far side. Power I backfield again. Handoff goes to Hill. A nice gain across the 25. Franzine then wraps him up. There's a flag down, though, behind the play. That'll be a hold.
Ball came out to about the 28-yard line, near the first down marker. But again, that one will come back. It's a Rhinelander penalty. By the way, you have a nice car in the game tonight from Gross Motors of Marshfield, a 2008 Pontiac G6. It's white with ebony interior, under 14,000 miles, seats 5, and priced at under $13,000. You can see that good-looking car and many others at Gross Motors on North Central Avenue in Marshfield. Ball goes back to the Rhinelander 10-yard line. It will be 2nd and 17 from that spot.
Nice view of the fall colors coming up here tonight, especially riding on top of that car tonight. I don't know what I did wrong the last couple of weeks, but they made me ride on the top of the car tonight. But boy, I really got some nice pictures as we were zipping along the highway with some of those fall colors of I-39.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Second and long now for Rhinelander from the I. Comer pitches near side to Kellen, gets away from Heeg and away from Franzine as well, but then Joel wraps him up after a short gain to the 12-yard line. Not many men get away from Brandon Heeg the way Kellen did on that play, but Franzine makes the hit after a gain of about 3.
A little lackadaisical tackling there. Actually, I think the Tigers not wrapping up, maybe not going quite full speed there. This game seems physically like a mismatch, and the worst thing the Tigers can do here is start to try to go about half or three-quarter speed because they're physically that much better than the other ball club, both for a yardage and score standpoint, but also from an injury standpoint. You got to go all out.
Kellen gained 4 on the play. 3rd and 13, Rhinelander at their own 14. Kyle Comer playing quarterback. Tigers show blitz here. Comer rolling far side, stops and throws along the far sideline for White. The ball is between 2 Tiger defenders and knocked down at the 50-yard line by Lipke and by Franzine, incomplete.
Yeah, the receiver there kind of slowed down a little bit on that skinny post or seam pattern as he saw Franzine coming across and just didn't want to quite grab that football. He knew he was going to get hit. Unfortunately, he was going to get hit one way or the other. You got to catch the ball.
Now the Tigers should get good field position once again. Dolezal back to receive this kick. He's only lined up at the Rhinelander 40-yard line. Kellen kicking from inside his 5, gets the snap and kicks it away towards the far sideline. Dolezal lets it bounce to him at the 46-yard line. Tries to turn the corner, breaks a couple of tackles, and forced down at the Rhinelander 40. And so the Tigers get some pretty good field position once again. Marshfield football at the Rhinelander 40-yard line. Tigers on top 14-0. 6:30 remaining in the first half. At halftime this evening, we'll be joined by Marshfield Tiger tennis coach Bill Davis and Tiger tennis standout Andy Varsho talking about their upcoming trips to the WIAA State Tennis Tournament in Madison these next couple of weeks. 1st and 10 Tigers, Rhinelander 40. Akala at quarterback on first down, hands to Lenz, a deep handoff to the line, and not much there. Stopped by the Rhinelander defensive line at the line of scrimmage. It looks like Jim Gilman, defensive tackle, makes the hit. No gain for Lenz on that play.
Good penetration there by the right side of the defensive line for Rhinelander. That's that counter play where you fake the ball to the fullback one way and give it to the tailback coming back. It's in a staple of Marshfield's offense, but at least that time Rhinelander defended it very well.
Johnson flanked near side, Danzig wide far side, 2nd and 10. Akala to Scheckelman straight ahead, pulled down after a short gain. Looked like and there's a flag down as well on this play. It appeared that defensive end Nick Johnson got in there and grabbed Scheckelman, would not let him go. Paul gains about 2, but there's a face mask call on Rhinelander on top of that, and so the Tigers will get extra yardage on that play. Face mask call on Rhinelander. Arne Peck had a good view of that one.
I think they're going to get Nick Johnson for this one because the side official said 8-9, so that's the man who gets the call.
Well, that's the man who made the tackle. That may be why he made the tackle. The ball now goes inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Marshfield from that spot. Tigers on top 14-0.
9-man front by Rhinelander. Tigers are going to have to throw.
Akala will throw far side. Johnson wide open at the 15-yard line. Down the sideline to the 10. Breaks a tackle to the 5-yard line. Gets near the goal line. And I believe they'll say he stepped out of bounds around the 4. Ben Johnson on the quick out. Gets 19 yards on that pass play. And the Tigers have a 1st and goal situation. Ben Johnson's 2nd catch tonight gives him 16 for the year. He also had 2 against DC Everest a week ago.
Yeah, Rhinelander pretty much forcing the Tigers to throw the football with the number of people they've got stacked at the line of scrimmage.
1st and goal Tigers, Rhinelander 4. Here's Scheckelman to the outside, has a seam, stopped near the goal line, but dives across for the touchdown. Paul Scheckelman with the 4-yard touchdown run for Marshfield. And that for Paul is his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. A 4-play, 40-yard scoring drive for the Tigers, who now lead this contest 20-0. Jordan Caranda back in the ball game to attempt to kick the PAT. Ball was placed down. The kick is away. The kick is up and through. Our PAT is a service of Wheelers of Marshfield. If you need that extra car, see the line of great certified used vehicles at Wheelers of Marshfield. We have 5:30 remaining in the second quarter. And Marshfield now leads Rhinelander 21-0. We'll return for more football in just a moment.
My nerves stand on end. My palms sweat. And everything's a blur. The rush is so intense. All I want to do is get even higher.
Andrea Moretti is under the influence of her local teen center volunteer. Each month, she helps Andrea stay on top of the world and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
Our kickoffs tonight, a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield, the Take Home More, Be Home More carrier. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport. Sully Lipke kicking off this time. However, the kickoff may occur once again because a Tiger player may have been offside on the kickoff.
Gene, while the Tigers line up again for the kickoff, it seems like Akola has been starting to trust and go to Johnson more and more as this season's gone on. He looked pretty much at Danzak early in the year, but looks like Johnson also becoming a viable part of the offense.
And Danzak, of course, with that ankle injury the last few weeks, you don't really know about his availability. Perhaps that's forced Luke to look elsewhere.
And Johnson made some outstanding catches the last couple of weeks, diving, sliding catches. So two very good receivers on the outside for the Marshfield Tigers and good receivers out of the backfield as well.
Now Sully Lipke kicking off once again. Prom and Kellen back deep for Rhinelander. The kick by Sully away. End over end kick, and Prom back at his own 14-yard line. Exchanges with Kellen. He takes a hard hit as he crosses the 25. Goes down around the 27-yard line. Brandon Haig and a couple of other Tigers there. It looks like Cody Wilson there as well. And Rhinelander puts the ball in play from inside their own territory once again. 1st and 10 Hodags at their own 27-yard line.
Ball did come loose as Kellen hit the ground, but he did hit the ground. Officials saying he's down. Once again, Steve Firmanek, he's an anti-goal guy. He's our referee in this crew tonight. Is that Gary Skerhut out there tonight as well?
Yeah, 5:20 remaining in the first half. Tigers lead 21-0. 1st and 10 for Rhinelander. Handoff goes to the tailback. And that's Alex Hinkle up to about the 34-yard line.
Nice play by Haig there, actually coming from behind, because Rhinelander had that pretty well blocked on the right side of their offensive line. Pretty nice hole. Yeah, that's Gary Skerhut in the umpire's position behind the defensive line tonight.
2nd and 3 coming up for Rhinelander at their own 34. Nate Schmidt wide far side. Rhinelander back in their power I. And they'll give the ball to their fullback Hinkle once again out to the 40-yard line. And he'll pick up a first down for Rhinelander. Hinkle has 142 rushing yards and a touchdown coming into this ball game, so he's not been a bad performer for this Rhinelander squad.
Well, this is a little bit more the type of offense you do see a lot from Coach Jim Moore. They like to line up in a wing or a power offense and just try to run it at you and try to pound you as much as they can. Also run the clock and try to shorten the game a little bit.
1st and 10 Rhinelander at their own 40. They trail 21-0. And Comer on the option keeps the ball. Good job by Haig, who neutralized his blocker, forced Comer to make a decision. Once Comer went to the outside, Brandon followed him and knocked him down at the 41 for a 1-yard gain.
A lot of noise from the Rhinelander fans down below thinking there was a late hit, but again, Comer gets near that sidelines, and instead of getting out of bounds quickly once he's hemmed in, he kind of stands there, and he's standing about a yard in from the sideline and took some unnecessary shots there from Haig and others.
Now a 2nd and 9 for Rhinelander at their own 41. Schmidt to the far side. Power I set once again. Kyle Comer playing quarterback. And he'll hand off to a second man, Kellen. He takes a big hit at the line of scrimmage and is pushed back for no gain. I think that was Mike Peterson made the first contact. And then Haig and Josh Youngblood, several others, combined on the stop for no gain. And Rhinelander may have a tough time running on that inside against that big Tiger defensive line. It's a 3rd and 9 for Rhinelander at their own 41.
Is that Dylan Reggie in there now at that nose guard position?
Right. Dylan Reggie now taking over that nose tackle spot.
Kind of hard to miss him.
Yeah, he and Tim Butke alternating at that position. 3rd and 9 here. 2 receivers far side. Comer back to pass. Throws far sideline over the head of Troy White at the Marshfield 45. Incomplete pass. And that should force Rhinelander into a punting situation.
Marshfield sending at least one linebacker on every play, and Comer's getting a pretty good look at that as the Marshfield linebackers are timing that snap. And that time he went back there and got rid of it very early, as he did see, I think that was Hazerote coming on a blitz there.
And Dan Kellen punting to Brad Dolezal once again. Brad lines up inside his 30-yard line. High snap, Kellen grabs it, the kick is away, just missed a block. Ball bounces to Dolezal on the 30-yard line, to the far sideline, 35, spun down there, I believe, by the face mask. A flag flies in where Dolezal is surrounded by about 4 Rhinelander ball players. So the Tigers may get extra yardage on this one. The ball was returned to the 37, and more yards may be marked off from there. Let's check in with Arnie Peck and the Festival Foods sideline microphone.
More yards will be marked off from there, and a couple of out-of-town scores for you, Gene. 7 minutes to go, second quarter. Edgar leads Phillips 28-0, and Stratford having all they can handle with Chippewa Falls McDonald tonight. 7 minutes to go in their second quarter, and it's 19-0 Chippewa Falls McDonald.
Wow.
Well, that McDonald Ball Club is a good one. Can't take them lightly at all. Marshfield football at the Rhinelander 48. Tigers lead 21-0, 2:50 remaining before halftime. Luke Accola comes out in the shotgun. Double slot. Danzig comes in motion. Luke gets a low snap, picks it up, rolls towards the near sideline, still on his feet. Now he'll throw on the run down the near sideline. Lutz makes the catch and is forced out of bounds inside the Rhinelander 40. That will be a gain of about 8 yards on that play.
Good job of the Marshfield receivers working themselves towards the sidelines. Once Accola found himself in trouble, bobbled the snap. It was a low snap, couldn't quite pick it up, and then had to run for his life. Fortunately, he's coming this side, and he's a left-handed thrower, and this side being his left side of the field. So Lutz doing a nice job getting out there and making himself available.
And they'll give Lutz 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 Tigers at the Rhinelander 39. Johnson and Lysecki to the far side. Danzig near side. Accola back in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Back to pass. Lots of time. Going deep across the middle. Looking for Danzig. And he makes a diving attempt at the 5-yard line. The ball just overthrown. However, incomplete. Looked like he had a step on Ben Prom. But the ball just out of his reach.
Danzig not complaining, but looking around a little bit at the officials nearby. There seemed to be a little contact with legs. But I think that was a good no call. And that ball was thrown a little bit behind. Well, Danzig didn't adjust to that ball and it ended up a little bit behind him.
So here's a 3rd and 1 for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 39. Out of the eye, wide outs on both sides. Lutz looking off tackle, breaks a couple of tackles. He's in the secondary and carries inside the 30-yard line to about the 27. Josh Lutz on a 3rd and 1 picks up about 12 yards for the Tigers and gives Marshfield a first down. Tiger football now at the Rhinelander 27, 2:25 remaining in the second quarter. Tigers have the lead 21-0. Marshfield has all 3 timeouts remaining in this first half of football. Tigers making some changes here. Tyler Rollins comes in to play tight end. Lutz is out. Lysecki and Johnson heading for the far side. And Danzig out there as well. Accola in the shotgun with 3 receivers on the far side. Gets another low snap, picks it up, starts to run towards the far sideline, starts and throws, and the ball's tipped and incomplete. It was tipped to Lysecki, had the ball. He couldn't hold it. It was deflected behind him to Danzig. Danzig made a diving effort, and he could not come up with it. In fact, the closest man to the football was Arnie Peck, who almost grabbed it on the 3rd rebound.
Not quite. That comes close to our collision of the game right there. Unfortunately, it's 2 of our own players. As again, that's 3 snaps in a row. We've had some problem keeping that ball up in the air.
2nd down now for the Tigers, 2nd and 10 at the Rhinelander 27, out of the I formation. Akala gives to Lenz, a nice gain to the 25, the 20-yard line, spins inside the 15. Should have the Tiger first down with that nice run.
Just a power-off tackle play, good outside blocking by the tackle and the tight end on the right side for Marshfield. Wrap a guard around up the hold as well, and a fullback, and Marshfield was in business for a nice gain.
And Lenz carries down to about the 12-yard line. Picks up 15 on the play. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Rhinelander 12. Marshfield in scoring range once again. Scheckelman, a quarterback in the shotgun, gets the snap, runs straight ahead to the 10-yard line, maybe the 9, then pushed back. Scheckelman getting the direct snap on that play and gains 3 on the carry. 2nd down coming up, the clock moving, 1:15 remaining before halftime.
A little bit of that wildcat offense look that a lot of teams are running, kind of appropriate since it's the Marshfield Tigers. Should it be the Wild Tiger attack?
2nd and 7 for the Tigers, just inside the Rhinelander 10. Akala in the shotgun, gets the snap, looks to the near sideline, fires on the slant, and it's caught for the touchdown. Looks like it's going to be Lysecki. Yes, Jake Lysecki goes down low to snare that touchdown catch, and that is the first touchdown reception for Jake Lysecki. A 9-yarder from Luke Akala to cap a 7-play, 48-yard scoring drive, and the Tigers score once again. They now lead 27-0.
3 receivers to this side, Lysecki on a post, and that offensive line giving Akala all the time he needed to just stand back there and wait for Lysecki to clear on that post pattern.
Here's another PAT try by Jordan Caranda. Ball is down, kick is away, has the distance, and this kick is up and through. Our PAT sponsored by Wheelers of Marshfield. Stop by Wheelers and see that all-new 2010 Chevy Camaro. Just 49 seconds remaining before halftime. Our score is Marshfield 28 and Rhinelander nothing. We'll come back to Rhinelander right after these words.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Tigers again will use Sully Lipke as their kickoff man. The kickoff a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield, the Take Home More, Be Home More carrier. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport of Marshfield. Kellen and Prom back in deep safety for Rhinelander. Here's an end-over-end kick. It's going to be Kellen on the 14, across the 20, across the 25. He has a seam, then runs into Baining, who wrestles him down right on the 35-yard line. By the way, thanks to Arnie Peck for those out-of-town scores this evening. A service of Marshfield Bus Service. If you're planning a trip, get out of town with Marshfield Bus Service.
Boy, and that Marshfield line really supplying the power tonight for the Marshfield Tigers, Gene.
Rhinelander football on their own 35-yard line. And here's a handoff to Prom to the 40-yard line, and he's out to about the 45 and pushed back right there.
Nice hole for Prom off the left side, scooted through, and then I think he ran into, was that Wilson?
Most like it, yeah.
Yep.
Ball's at the 45-yard line, and looks like Rhinelander now wants a timeout. Rhinelander will use its first timeout of the first half, and it comes with just 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Our score, Marshfield 28, Rhinelander nothing. Will return in just a moment.
I'm tall enough to reach the light switches. I'm big enough to brush my teeth by myself. I'm the tallest kid in my class. I haven't worn diapers in years. I'm much less likely to vomit at random now. My cups don't have lids anymore. Mine either. I'm getting pretty big. But to help me survive a car crash, I still need you to give me a boost.
Until they're 4'9", use a booster seat in the car and don't let them down.
Happy birthday, Jeremy Mayo. Happy birthday. You're a champ.
Long pass down the near sideline, knocked down by Dan Stanley. The pass is incomplete. Comer took a pretty hard hit on that pass attempt. The Rhinelander quarterback going down. He's been sacked twice in this ball game. Ball remains on the Rhinelander 45-yard line. 3rd and 1 for the Hodags. 29 seconds remaining before halftime.
Not a real big guy. He's been hassled in the backfield, but he throws a pretty nice ball when he does get time to throw the ball.
Nate Schmidt to the near side. Prom joins him, a slot formation on 3rd and 1. Comer will hand off to Kellen. He gets buried by Hazerote right near the line of scrimmage, falls forward for about a half-yard gain. It'll still, I think, be 4th down. 4th and 1 for Rhinelander. The clock is going to be restarted here. Marshfield seems to be in no hurry to stop it, but Rhinelander might. Now Rhinelander will use a timeout, their second of the first half. Clock is now at 15 seconds remaining before halftime. Tigers still lead this ball game 28-0. Back in just a moment.
My pot of gold, your daddy's little girl, till heaven home.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And Comer is sacked again. Brandon Haig knocks him down back at the 35-yard line. The Tigers' 3rd quarterback sack of this ball game. And for Brandon Haig, his 4th quarterback sack of the year. 8 seconds remaining before halftime. And the Tigers will get the football back. The ball will be spotted on the Rhinelander 36-yard line.
Boy, and by calling that timeout and go for it, now you give the Tigers a shot at the end zone here, leading 28-0.
Tigers send Ben Johnson to the far side. Ryan Danzik near side. You can bet that Luke Akela might be looking his way. He has 1 touchdown pass to Ryan tonight. Akela, though, hands off. It's Len straight ahead across the 30 to the 29. And we'll see if Marshfield stops the clock here. Looks like they will not.
Well, they're satisfied with that 28-0. Coach Lutke not wanting to rub something in here at the end of the half. He's got a lot of respect for Coach Moore.
We are at halftime here at Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander. The Marshfield Tigers and the Rhinelander Hodags meeting in football action this evening. And in just a few moments, Bill Davis and Andy Varsho join us to talk about Marshfield Tiger tennis. Our halftime score, a service of the Sports Den, South Central Avenue in Marshfield. At the halftime break, by the way, you're listening to Marshfield Tiger football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield. Along with Delia Kaitis and Arnie Peck, I'm Gene Delisio. Our producer, Nick Hostreiter, this evening. Our halftime score is Marshfield 28, Rhinelander nothing. We'll come back with our halftime program in just a moment. Now the Rhinelander Hodags will kick it off to begin second half action. Our kickoff's a service of Rail Transport of Marshfield, the Take Home More, Be Home More carrier. The kick by Isaac Pierre, grabbed by Danzig on the 7-yard line along the far sideline. Trying to reverse his field, now has a seam. He's at the 20-yard line, cuts back inside the 30, back to the center to the 40-yard line, still on his feet at the 45 and taken down from behind by Nate Schmidt at the 47-yard line. Quite a return by Ryan Danzig.
Yeah, showing his athletic ability there, starting up the middle of the field, cutting left and then cutting back towards the middle again, running over a couple of would-be tacklers out there on the return. So Marshfield off to a great start again. Super field position to start this second half of play, Gene.
Tigers put the ball in play at their own 48-yard line. They lead 28-0 as we open second half action. Luke Akala at quarterback. Josh Lutz and Jake Lenz in the eye. Luke to pass on first down. Far side, a low throw to Ben Johnson, makes a diving catch just inside the 50, picks up about 4 yards on that pass play.
156 yards now passing for Luke tonight, and 4 catches for Johnson tonight for 42.
And that's not a bad night for Ben Johnson. The first time he's had as many as 4 catches in one ball game, although that last one only goes for 3 yards. Yep. 2nd and 7 for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 49. Wideouts on both sides. I backfield. The give to Brad Dolezal off tackle for about 1 yard, maybe 2. Dale earlier was introducing our offensive linemen. Let's give you those guys. The left tackle, K.O. Schliessman. The left guard, Brett Bauer. The center is Brian Ott. The right guard, Luke Schwantes. The right tackle is Alex Paulson. Those are the hardworking guys. Sponsored by Marshfield Utilities, because it's the linemen who help supply the power to make it all work. Dolezal gained about 1, but there's going to be some yardage tacked on after that run. Looks like a Rhinelander man may have been a bit too aggressive.
That's a big penalty. Yep. It's a 15-yarder.
It's a 15-yard walk-off against Rhinelander. That puts the ball at the Rhinelander 33-yard line.
Frankly, neither one of us got a chance to see the official. We were checking our stats and so on. Next thing you know, the official's marching off a big one.
So a first down now for Marshfield at the Rhinelander 33. Luke Akala back in the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops back to throw the football. Now dumps it off far sideline. Danzig has it just inside the 30. Forced out of bounds around the 28-yard line. I don't think that's where Luke wanted to go, but he found nobody open downfield. And so he took the short route, got 5 yards for Ryan Danzig on that pass play.
You know, once again, after getting beat for that 68-yard bomb early in the ball game, the Rhinelanders cornerbacks are playing off 7-8 yards. They're giving Marshfield 5-6 yards on just an easy pitch and catch.
2nd and 5 Tigers, Rhinelander 28, I backfield. Wideouts on both sides. Here's Chris Steeman now playing quarterback. He tosses across the middle to Danzig, who carries down to the 21-yard line. How about that? First time we've seen the junior Chris Steeman in the ball game, at least in a role this early in the ball game. We've seen Chris once or twice very late in mop-up roles, but playing here early in the third quarter, and throws a 7-yarder to Ryan Danzig for his first varsity completion. That gives Marshfield the first down on the Rhinelander 21-yard line. Akala now back in. Lutz and Scheckelman in the eye. Handoff goes to Paul Scheckelman to the outside, cuts back inside to the 15 and spun down right there. Scheckelman gains about 6 on that run.
Again, the Marshfield line doing a nice job, especially on that right side, sealing the outside, pulling a couple linemen out around the corner as well, but give Rhinelanders some credit for at least on pursuit on that play. It looked like that might go all the way, but they hung in there and pursued from behind and brought down Scheckelman.
Ball's on the Rhinelander 15, 2nd and 4. Shoup and Dolezal now in the eye behind Steeman. Chris will turn, he hands to Shoup, straight ahead for a couple of yards, maybe about 3, down to the 12-yard line. Josh Shoup gets the carry, and only his 2nd rushing attempt of the year. Ran for 5 yards against Wausau West a couple of weeks ago. Picks up 2 on that play. 3rd and 1 for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 13. Akala back in, Danzig near side, Johnson far side. Lutz and Lenz back in the eye. Handoff goes to Lenz, straight ahead, dives into that pile to the 10 and picks up the first down for Marshfield.
Good to see some other Marshfield players getting a chance to get in the ball game again. Here comes some more substitutes on the field. Shoot back in again. Dolezal back in again. Looks like they're going to alternate fullback and tailback as a unit here, Gene.
Yeah, and quarterback as well. It's a first down for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 10-yard line. Steeman playing quarterback once again on this play. Danzig and Johnson, the wideouts. Chris back to pass. Lobs deep to the near sideline for Danzig. Up in the air. Ryan comes down, has it stripped loose. As Ben Prom got a hand in there, knocked the ball away from Danzig on the back line of the end zone. That pass is incomplete.
Steeman showing he's got a pretty good arm as well.
Yeah. Now a second down for the Tigers. Second and 10.
Tigers with a sophomore quarterback, Ashbeck. That's a pretty nice athlete. Sully Lupke, of course, not playing quarterback anymore, but the excellent baseball pitcher. And, you know, there's another guy that could be playing quarterback for the Tigers, so they're blessed right now with some depth there. Scheckelman, of course, a converted quarterback.
Akala back in, second and goal Tigers, Rhinelander 10. Luke looks to pass, now rolls far side. He's in trouble, he's going to go down back around the 20-yard line. A quarterback sack for Rhinelander's defensive end, Nick Johnson. First of the night for the Rhinelander Hodags, and that's a loss of about 10 on that play. Once again, we'll head down to the sidelines, and Arnie Peck. Arnie?
Pretty easy to lob that ball into the end zone for Stamen, too, when you're 6'5" and looking over the top of everybody. He really had a nice throw on that. Johnson with a nice bull rush there. He really came on that one.
Now a third down play for the Tigers. Third and goal, Marshfield at the Rhinelander 20. Danzig near side. Johnson far side. Steeman playing quarterback. Let's see which way he goes. Chris back to pass. He's being rushed. Throws across the middle to Maxinowski, and he can't hold it. Incomplete pass. There was a blitzing linebacker on that play, and I think Chris may have thrown that ball a bit earlier than he wanted to. So a fourth down now for the Tigers. It's fourth and goal, Marshfield at the Rhinelander 20. And we'll see what the Tigers want to do here. Looks like Scheckelman is in. He's the normal holder, and Jordan Corenda is going to line up for a field goal at the 27-yard line. So Jordan will try a 37-yard field goal. He has kicked 2 field goals this year, both against Stevens Point. The longest was 27 yards. This is a 37-yard field goal try. Scheckelman, the holder. High snap, ball put down. Kick is on the way. It's going to fall way short, however. That field goal try by Corenda is short. The kick is no good, and the Rhinelander holds and takes over on downs.
Hitting a low line drive spinner, sometimes a kicker, because he's further out, thinks he just has to swing that foot a lot harder, when in reality he's probably got enough foot just the way he kicks on an extra point to kick a field goal from that range, but it's a psychological thing.
Now Rhinelander has the football on their own 20-yard line. Marshfield on top, 28-0, 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Kyle Comer playing quarterback, and on first down there's some confusion on the snap, and the Rhinelander offensive line moves while Comer does not. So procedure here against Rhinelander. Ball placed back on the 15-yard line. It will be first and 15 for Rhinelander.
Yeah, not a good thing when your quarterback is still standing there waiting for the snap and the rest of the line is taken off. And
Usually that means something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Mike Peterson playing defensive tackle with Jordan Corenda. Tim Butke, the nose man. Craig Krogel, Brandon Haig on the defensive ends. First and 15 Rhinelander at their own 15. Comer will hand off this time to Hinkle off tackle for about 3 to the 18-yard line.
Some folks from the Rhinelander Booster Club right down below us offering us a chance to get involved in a 50-50 raffle. I think they're giving away the Hodag tonight. I think that's the prize in the big rally. You get to, that'll look pretty good on that.
Or maybe half the Hodag. It's 50. It's 50-50.
You get half, okay. That would look kind of strange coming back on our car of the game.
Yeah.
I wonder which half we'd get.
So now a second down for Rhinelander. Second and 12 Hodags at their own 18. Split backfield, wing on the far side. Kyle Comer playing quarterback, and he'll pitch it back to the far side, and not much running room there. Looks like that's Brett Jewell getting outside for maybe a yard, not much more than that. Tough running for Rhinelander tonight.
Once again, very good pursuit by the Marshfield defense, getting over to that far side to get to that running back.
Ball still on the 18-yard line. Third and 12 for Rhinelander. Hodags having a tough time moving the football. They were shut out last week, but they are averaging 17 points per game. So they have scored some points this year. 2 receivers wide to the near side on 3rd and 12. And here's a roll near side by Comer. He gets hit from behind, though, and taken down. Once again, the Tigers get a linebacker in there, although it's Correnda who actually gets the sack. But I believe one of those Marshfield linebackers got in there very quickly again to make the initial hit. Jordan Correnda with the sack now has 3.5 quarterback sacks so far this year and 14 in his Tiger career. Ball's back at the 14-yard line. That's a loss of 4. 4 quarterback sacks for the Tiger defense tonight. 4th and 16, and Kellen on to punt once again from his own goal line, but before he kicks, there is a flag down.
Legal procedure call. Again, we've got some movement at the line of scrimmage.
And so now the ball goes further back, and the Tigers will get very good field position on this exchange. Kellen kicking this time inside the end zone, and Brad Dolezal expecting this punt inside the Rhinelander 40-yard line. Tigers should have very good field position with this exchange.
Dolezal could move up another 5 yards yet, I think, here.
Good snap. Kellen kicks it away. It's a very high kick. Dolezal calls for a fair catch and makes it at the Rhinelander 37-yard line. The Tigers take over there. Tiger football tonight on WDLB, sponsored by Felker Brothers of Marshfield, manufacturers of stainless steel products. They support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork. And Felker Brothers of Marshfield supports the youth of central Wisconsin. Marshfield Tigers have the football at the Rhinelander 37-yard line, leading 28-0. On first down, Jake Lenz, a big hole off tackle to the 30, near sideline, 25, 20, and bounced to the bounds inside the 15-yard line. Tigers have a first down deep inside Rhinelander territory.
Wide receiver downfield, doing a nice job. Ben Johnson doing a nice job catching the ball, but that time blocking. He had a key block downfield to help spring his ball carrier, to help spring Lenz.
And Jake gets 23 yards on that play, a first down for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 14. Tigers on top 28-0 in this ball game. Ben Johnson wide far side. Ryan Danzig on the near side. Chris Stamen back into play quarterback. He'll give to Scheckelman, looking for a hole off tackle. And he'll fight his way inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line.
He runs tough. He runs a little straight up and down, but he just keeps pushing the pile. You think he's going to get stopped for like a 1-yard gain, and you just kind of see like a rugby scrum. That pile just continues to move as Scheckelman just does not give up.
Officials put the ball right on the 10-yard line. 2nd and 4 for Marshfield from that point. Luke Akala comes back in the ball game to play quarterback. Johnson far side, Danzig near side. Dolezal and Lutz in the eye. Lutz at tailback. Akala throws near sideline. Catch made by Danzig to the 5-yard line. Stopped right there. Try to quick out to Ryan Danzig. He makes the play. And very close to the first down marker, but he may be a bit shy. Ryan Danzig makes the play. Looks like the Tigers are short by about a yard. Arnie Peck has our Festival Food sideline microphone. Arnie?
They're short by about a foot. Couple of Valley scores for you guys. 29-0 Rapids out in front of East, and halftime it is Spash 7, Everest 3.
Boy, BC Everest playing mighty tough against Stevens Point. 3rd and less than 1 for the Tigers from the eye. Steeman gives to Lenz straight ahead in that pile and fights his way down to about the 2-yard line. He'll have the first down for Marshfield. Well, Stevens Point having a tough time with DC Everest. Everest playing Spash a lot tougher than they played against Marshfield a week ago.
Yeah, as much as we like to think the Everest-Marshfield rivalry is a huge win in the Valley, I think if you asked Everest right now, in the last few years, it would be Everest Point.
I'm probably right.
As far as they're concerned. And so, yeah, they'll be definitely up for that. Of course, you don't know how many turnovers or penalties were involved in that ball game, possibly for a Point or Everest either.
It's a first down for the Tigers at the Rhinelander 2-yard line. Marshfield from the eye. Akala gives to Lenz straight ahead into the pile, pushed back. I don't think he got there. He stopped shy. Jake Lenz straight ahead for just 1 yard. Tigers looking for their 5th touchdown of the night already have rushing touchdowns from Lutz and Scheckelman, and scoring passes to Danzig and Lysecki. 2nd and goal Tigers at the Rhinelander 1-yard line. Stamen comes back in.
Shoop.
Yep, Shoop will play, and Scheckelman in the eye.
Play fullback.
2nd and goal Tigers at the Rhinelander 1. Stamen gives to Scheckelman. He gets hit in the backfield, spins away, and gets in the end zone for the score.
Just an off-tackle play. Shoop with a block outside around the corner, but again, the right side of that Marshfield line doing a very nice job sealing the outside, and Scheckelman going in virtually untouched.
6-play, 37-yard scoring drive for the Tigers. Now have a 34-0 lead. Paul Scheckelman's 2nd rushing touchdown of this ball game, his 5th of the year. Jordan Coranda will now attempt to kick the PAT. Ball is down, kick is on the way. Long enough, this kick is up and through. Our PATs, a service of Wheelers of Marshfield. Ask about GM's new 60-day satisfaction guarantee. Put Wheeler up against anyone and let the best car win. 3:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Our score now, Marshfield 35, Rhinelander nothing. Back with more football in just a moment.
What's that? I don't know. Something I kind of made. Ooh, what's it do?
What do I do? Well, thanks for asking. I ring my bell and I like to dance. What do I do? Well, thanks for asking.
How? Yeah, it still needs a little work.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
Excellent on the return for the All Whites. And into the page of Tigers.
Rhinelander returns the kickoff to their own 22-yard line. The Hodags put the ball in play from that spot. 1st and 10 Rhinelander from their own 22. Marshfield now on top 35-0. 2:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We are now playing with a run clock. Power I formation for the Hodags. Handoff goes to nobody. Comer keeps the ball himself. Charges upfield and gets to the line of scrimmage and no further.
Comer with the keeper.
Comer for maybe a yard. Now to the about the 25-yard line.
I like to call it the PA guy in the kickoff return. Stopped by a cage of tigers. Trying to add a little creativity to his job tonight.
2nd and 8 for Rhinelander. Just shy of their own 25-yard line. Power I backfield again. And Comer hands off, and there's Jordan Coranda to bust up that play big time as the ball went to Jody Mixus. Coranda was right there to stop him in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Coranda almost got the handoff going the other way.
Arnie Peck back on the sidelines for us. Arnie? So it's a 3rd down play now for the Tigers. 3rd and about 10 for Rhinelander.
Arnie working
at their own 23-yard line.
The phones on the sideline getting scores.
From the power I backfield. And Comer on the option keeps the ball himself, gets outside with a nice block to the 30, and then escorted out of bounds by Kyle Williams as he crosses the 30-yard line near the 1st down marker at the 33. And Comer will get the 1st down with that run. Comer averaging about 10.5 yards per carry coming into this ball game. That average will dissipate tonight after a 4-quarterback sack evening. Now he is shy of the 1st down by about 1 yard. They'll spot the ball on the 32-yard line. It's 4th and 1 for Rhinelander. From that spot, we'll see what Coach Moore wants to do. His punter, Kellen, is leaving the ball game. So Rhinelander will go for it on 4th and 1 at their own 32. Comer on a quick count gives the ball to to Hill, who carries out to the 40-yard line and does have the first down. So Jeremy Hill runs it out to the 40, gets the first down for Rhinelander on a gain of 8. 1st and 10 for the Hodags at their own 40-yard line. Marshfield on top, 35-0. Closing moments of the third quarter. And we don't know if Rhinelander will get off one more play. Looks like they will, as they charge back to the line of scrimmage. From the power I, Comer will keep it himself again, runs to the near sideline to the 45 to midfield and ridden down inside Marshfield territory. Tackled there by Matt Adler at the Marshfield 46. Gain of 14 for Comer, and that play ends the third quarter here at Mike Webster Stadium in Rhinelander. Our third quarter score, a service of the Sports Den, South Central Avenue in Marshfield. It's Marshfield 35, Rhinelander nothing. We'll return with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
That's motivating. That fires you up. Lets you know that you're getting ready to get into something that's got just so much raw power, and you're kind of in control of that. I'm Red Holmar, F-22 pilot.
Cleared for takeoff, remain in this frequency. Understand we're cleared for the airborne pickup.
The best thing about being in the Air Force is getting to fly the baddest bird in the world, the F-22 Raptor.
See more videos at DoSomethingAmazing.com.
Rhinelander has the football on the Marshfield 46 as we open fourth quarter action here at Rhinelander. Tigers lead 35-0 from the power I backfield. Comer will pitch it back to Kellen, coming to the near sideline, and gets tripped up. A very, very fine open field tackle by Marshfield's Alex Krinsky, who knocks down Kellen in the open field at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Okay, good job coming up from the outside in that cornerback spot. Make that tackle.
Good job by Krinsky. 2nd and 10 now for Rhinelander at the Tiger 46-yard line. Kellen is out. Normally he is the quarterback, but moving to tailback tonight because the usual tailback, Jacob Ellis, is ill. And Kyle Comer going at quarterback. He drops the snap, tries to fall on the football at the 48-yard line. There's a big pileup there. It appears Rhinelander got the ball back, but they'll lose 2 on the play. Rhinelander, despite all their difficulties tonight, has not yet had a turnover. Marshfield has had 1 this evening. 3rd and 12 for Rhinelander at the Marshfield 48-yard line. We are playing with a run clock here since Marshfield leads by 35 points in the second half. Trenton Larson in the ball game for Marshfield, playing a safety spot. 3rd and 12 for Rhinelander. And Comer drops back to pass. He's being rushed by Reggie, throws near sideline. The ball is caught by Ben Prom. He has a lot of running room to the 35-yard line and then runs into Williams, who pulls him down right on the 35. There's also a flag down on that play. That'd be very close to a first down.
I don't know if the umpire, Gary Scarhut, saw what I did, but one of the Rhinelander players, he reached out and he grabbed the hold of the arm of one of the Marshfield defenders who was trying to pursue on the play, so this one will be marched back somewhat.
Well, that was some pass rush by Dylan Reggie. He got in there real quick on Kyle Comer.
I tell you what, if Dylan Reggie was coming after me, I'd just give him the football. I'd just say, "Here, big boy, here, go. Just leave me alone, please."
Well, the pass play to Prom is successful for about 15 yards, and then yardage mark back off to the 49-yard line. So it's 3rd down and about 13 for Rhinelander at the Marshfield 49. Matt Adler playing a corner spot for the Tigers here. Lots of reserves in the ball game. Prom comes in motion, and the handoff goes to the outside And the ball goes to Joey Mixis, who carries across the 45 to about the 42-yard line. A Marshfield man limping off. That's Scotty Owen, who was in the ball game playing linebacker. He's limping off the field.
Nice job on a misdirection play that time from Rhinelander. Picking up 7 or 8 yards on that play.
Still 4th and 8 here for Rhinelander at the Tiger 43-yard line. Tigers want to preserve that shutout. They shut out DC Everest a week ago, looking for another one right here. And trying to make a stop here. Kellen comes back in the ball game, split backfield on 4th and 8. Before the snap, a whistle and an offside call, I believe, on Rhinelander. A Rhinelander man lines up offside.
Boy, you just have a positive yardage play of 7 or 8 yards on a 4th down play, and now going to change. It looks like put a punting unit in here. Looks like we're going to go for it on 4th and 6 or whatever it was there.
Now it's 4th and about 12 at the 48-yard line. Kellen lines up to punt. Of course, a fake could be possible here, and Marshfield knows that, so the Tigers use a timeout. Their first of the second half. 8:05 remaining in the 4th quarter. Our score is Marshfield 35 and Rhinelander nothing. We'll return in just a moment.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Well, now Rhinelander will punt the ball on 4th and long, and Dan Killen is on to kick away. Gets a good snap. Here's the punt, not a real deep one. Dolezal under it, drops it. The ball's kicked around, and Rhinelander has the football on the 20-yard line. Rhinelander recovers. Dolezal dropped it, then went to fall on it. I think he got run into by one of his own men, and a Rhinelander man is right there to recover the fumble. It's Nate Crabb who makes the recovery, and the Tigers suffer their second turnover of this ball game.
Because some of these kicks have been relatively short by Rhinelander. The deep backs receiving kicks have had to come up, and that puts them right in harm's way in terms of trying to catch in traffic. And that time, Dolezal, as soon as he handled the ball, got drilled.
Rhinelander football at the Marshfield 20-yard line from the power I. The handoff goes to the first man through. That's going to be Jeremy Hill once again down about the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2 for Rhinelander at the Marshfield 12. Marshfield on top, 35-0. 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. Power I again, and Hill gets the carry. This time he gets spun down. A real superb defensive play by Jake Daniel coming from behind, and Hill stopped before he gets to that first down marker, knocked down right on the 11-yard line.
Antoine Brown-Haynes get a lot of playing time the last couple series here. Butke, I think, still in there right now at that defensive line spot, although Tigers are changing some personnel each play. Yep, Butke back at the nose again. Yep. Peterson still at left defensive tackle.
3rd and 1 Rhinelander at the Tiger 11. Comer will keep the ball himself on the option, turns to the outside, and is forced out of bounds around the 9. He should get the first down with that run. 2 yards for Comer, but enough for the first down. Rhinelander first down on the Tiger 9-yard line. We are halfway through the 4th quarter here at Rhinelander. Marshfield has the lead 35-0.
Well, Comer's carried it 11 times from his quarterback spot, but he only has 3 total yards rushing, but that's because of some huge sacks tonight. He's been sacked 4 times in this ball game.
Tiger defensive line is teed off against him tonight. Power I on 1st and goal from the 9. And Comer hands off once again. This is Hill upended inside the 5-yard line by Larson, knocked down around the 3.
Right now, a little bit of a belly play or a fullback slant play off tackle has been working pretty well for Rhinelander during this series. Another nice chunky yardage to the left.
Jeremy Hill running much better than a week ago when he rushed for -4 yards against New London. He's run the ball pretty well tonight. Second and goal, Rhinelander at the Tiger 3-yard line. Power eye again. Homer again to Hill, gets upended again. Boy, somebody's going low. That's Larson again, going down low, upending the ball carrier, this time at the 1-yard line.
Creeping closer and closer.
Yep.
That's a vintage Coach Moore football. You got something that seems to be working, just keep running it until they stop it.
It's a 3rd and goal now for Rhinelander at the Tiger 1-yard line. Rhinelander attempting to score off of the Marshfield turnover, the muffed punt. Hill lines up at that fullback spot once again. And Comer will keep the ball on the option, gets hit in the backfield, then grabbed by Coranda and pulled down back at the 4. There's also a flag down on the play.
Yep, and when it gets thrown by the umpire, Gene, what does that usually mean?
Looks like holding against Rhinelander.
Yeah, here it comes. Boy, they finally get down there and make a mistake. And, you know, that flag was actually thrown behind the play. So somebody behind the play probably tackled a Marshfield player who was trying to pursue. Didn't even need to make that block.
Keep in mind also that while they discuss this penalty, that clock continues to run since we have this run clock situation. And yardage marked off against Rhinelander. It's a major infraction. And so the ball comes back to the 15-yard line. And it is 3rd down, 3rd and goal, Rhinelander at the Marshfield 15. Here's a pitch play to Killen, getting outside. He turns the corner at the 10-yard line to the 5 and run down around the 2. Nice run by Dan Killen, gets much of that yardage back. And that puts Rhinelander in a 4th down situation inside the Marshfield 5.
Yeah, they run that power sweep fairly well. We've seen some nice games on that tonight for Rhinelander.
4th and goal for Rhinelander at the Marshfield 3-yard line. Joey Mixus hustling back in to replace Kellen at tailback. We'll see if Hill gets the ball once again in this situation. Tigers still have some defensive line starters in there trying to preserve that shutout from the power eye. 4th and goal at the 3. And here's a pitch play to Prom, getting outside. He's in the end zone and scores the touchdown for Rhinelander.
Good ball handling there by the quarterback Homer, who made a belly fake to his fullback and then pitched it out on an option type look.
7-play, 20-yard scoring drive for Rhinelander. Ben Prom's first rushing touchdown of the season. The muffed punt enables Rhinelander to score their first points of the night. Now Isaac Pierre comes in to attempt to kick the PAT. High snap, ball placed down, kick is on the way, the kick is up and through. Our PAT's a service of Wheelers of Marshfield. Remember, their service department is open every Saturday between 7:30 and 6. 2:50 remaining in the 4th quarter, and our score now, Marshfield 35 and Rhinelander 7. More football coming up in just a moment.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Have you been a dad today?
Isaac Pierre now kicking off for the Rhinelander Hodags. Our kickoff is service of Rail Transport, the Take Home More, Be Home More carrier. Experience the power of red from Rail Transport of Marshfield.
It's like Rhinelander lining up for an onside kick.
That could be. Only need 4 touchdowns to tie it. It's an onside kick to the near sideline, bouncing around and grabbed by a Marshfield player who heads down the near sideline and crosses the Rhinelander 35-yard line. That ball grabbed by Logan Schmitz, went right to him. He took off and ran inside the Rhinelander 35.
Yeah, the Rhinelander people on that side came forward to throw some blocks at the Marshfield guys up in front, the blockers for Marshfield up in front, and they did their job there, but they ran right by the football, and the ball skipped up to that Marshfield player, and he took it right down the sidelines. I thought he was going to go there for a second.
Came close. Tigers put the ball in play at the Rhinelander 31, leading 35-7 with 2:47 remaining in the ball game. Chris Stamen playing quarterback. Shoup and I believe Zilmer in the eye. Here's Sean Zilmer straight ahead. He runs into a Rhinelander defender and put down on the 30-yard line. Zilmer gains 1 on that play. That is Sean Zilmer, now playing tailback for the Tigers.
Brendan Smith out there on the line for the Tigers. We'll try to catch a few more numbers for you here. See Hennis out there as a wide receiver still right now.
Lysecki, wide receiver near side. 2nd and 9 Tigers at the Rhinelander 30-yard line. Shoup and Dolezal in the eye here. Steeman hands to Dolezal. He gets run into and falls forward to the 30-yard line. He gets knocked down by Sam Gisselman, makes a big hit behind the line of scrimmage, and no gain for Dolezal on that blow. Now the Tigers with another impressive win tonight. 35-0 against Everest last week, 35-7 here. Clock winding down, 1:45 remaining. 3rd and 9 Marshfield at the Rhinelander 30-yard line. High backfield once again. Steeman back to pass, lobs it far side, caught by Lysecki, turns back inside, breaks a tackle, and dives down to the 20-yard line and should pick up the first down with that play. Chris Steeman on the pass play, his first completed pass in this series. Tigers gain 10 there.
Yep, a couple of catches for Lysecki, both for 10. Of course, one for a touchdown on a post pattern earlier in the ball game.
Had that great diving catch against DC Everest, a 40-yarder a week ago. 1st and 10 Tigers at the Rhinelander 20. And here's Dolezal spinning down to the line of scrimmage and no further. Stopped right there for no gain.
Another spot, some other names in there for Marshfield. Looks like Nathan Korleski, I think, is in there at an end, a tight end spot. At least he's been kind of going in and out.
Mark Patch is in the ball game and the offensive line, as is James Bailey. 2nd and 10 Tigers at the Rhinelander 30. Final minute of play. Split backfield here. Steeman again wants to pass the football. Being rushed, throws deep across the middle. Lysecki is open and takes the ball away from a defender at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
Great play by Jake Lysecki. That ball in the arms of a Rhinelander defender, and Jake took it away and carries the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to be picked off, but Lysecki wanted it just a little bit more than that defensive back did.
So another catch for Jake Lysecki, a first down for Marshfield at the Rhinelander 1 with 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. High backfield behind Steeman. And he'll turn, hand off to Dolezal, straight ahead and into the end zone for the touchdown. Brad Dolezal with his first varsity score to cap a 6-play, 31-yard scoring drive. And the Tigers score once again to lead 41-7.
So Dolezal muffs the punt, but comes back and gets a chance to put 6 on the board.
And Marshfield scores in the final seconds of tonight's contest. Jordan Coranda back in to attempt the PAT. Paul Scheckelman holding. Ball is placed down. The kick is away. It is up and it is through. Our PAT, a service of Wheelers of Marshfield. Stop by Wheelers and see that all-new 2010 Chevy Camaro. Just 18 seconds remaining in this contest. Marshfield leads 42-7. More football right after this message.
Killed him. Oh, man. I feel like a legend. Compound B, 46.7% by the way. Compound B.
Once you post your image online, you can't take it back. Anyone can see it. Family, friends, anyone. Remember, think before you post.
Dan Kinich kicking off for the Marshfield Tigers. Aims one towards the far sideline. Rolls inside the 20. Picked up there by a Rhinelander ball player. Gets back to the 20-yard line. Is stuffed there by Kyle Williams with only 13 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Before we end this, had a chance to do it 6 times tonight. That's short snap on those extra points. Brett Bauer doing a nice job. I just want to get that in there because, boy, he really pops that ball back there, and it's right on the money. Of course, he's got sure hands Sheckelman back there also grabbing some of those snaps if they're a little bit off and putting them down. So that's a nice combination with Bauer, Sheckelman, and Coranda on those placement kicks for Marshfield.
Coranda now 28 of 29 on PAT tries this year. Clock winding down. 3 seconds remaining. Rhinelander hustling to the line of scrimmage. They get the play off. And Comer comes to the near sideline and throws deep down the near sideline past everybody, incomplete, and that play will end our contest for this evening. And the Marshfield Tigers win convincingly to improve their overall record to 6-1 for the year. Our final score this evening, a service of the Sports Den on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Marshfield wins it 42-7. We'll come back with a recap on our post-game report in just a moment.
What is Marshfield soccer? This question can only be answered with your feet.
Black of bees came to make it hot. We beat the fire starter, bubbling up just like lava, heated like a sauna, penetrating through your body armor. Rhythmically we massage ya, with hip hop mixed up with samba. So yes, y'all. You know we never stop, we never rest, y'all. The black of bees will keep it funky fresh, y'all. And we won't stop until we get y'all, say it.
Big peppers, but I rock rhymes. 1, 2, 3, 4, several times. Heavy rotation played by every kind. Radio station blessing every mind. We crossing boundaries like every day. Do Bobby, being the R and the Bay. We got tab magnification, tab magnified like every day.
So yes, y'all. You know we never stop, we never rest, y'all. The black of bees will keep it funky fresh, y'all. And we won't stop until we get y'all, say it. be my daily operation. Gotta put in work in this crazy occupation. Gotta keep it moving, that's the motivation. Gotta ride the waves and keep a tight relation with my team. Keep it moving and doing it right. Up in the lab every day till daylight. That's the way things move in this monkey business.
We took an old samba song and remixed it.
Mas que nada sai da minha frente que eu quero passar. Pois o samba está animado. O que eu quero é sambar. Este samba é misto de maracatu.
Enough said. Marshfield soccer.
Mas que nada.
We gon' make you feel hot. The peace and such your name is heating up somebody.